Welcome to the REI Foundation Podcast, where we cover all the steps and strategies to make your real estate dreams a reality. Now your hosts, Jason and Peely.
Hi, everybody. Welcome again to the REI Foundation Podcast with Jason and Peely. What's today?
Today is Inspection Friday.
Yes, Foundation Inspection Fridays. And we have a special Foundation Inspection Friday today. We are joined by Zach and Stephanie Betters. Welcome back.
What's up? It's awesome to be back.
Yeah,
thanks for having us back.
Yay. So
we didn't drive them crazy on the first interview. So we're hoping on this time we can get a little bit more just specific with you guys. And that the target today is going to be marketing, and not just any marketing, but Facebook marketing.
Yes. So Stephanie and Zach have turned into sort of Facebook marketing gurus, but I'm going to let you guys kind of take it over.
They have the late night infomercial going right now. They're out there, putting it out there, $99.99, Facebook marketing guru. That's it. That's where we first saw them. No. It's great stuff. So we're looking forward to this.
Before we go into Facebook, why don't you give us like a quick background for anybody on our show right now that doesn't know you, hasn't listened to your other podcast?
Yeah, and we'll check back to make sure that we'll let listeners know which episode it was. But if you, when you do want to know more about them, we had them on for a full episode.
Yes,
probably about 4 weeks ago now.
Yeah, I think so. Okay. So tell us a little bit about yourselves. Why did you get into real estate? And let's go from there.
Okay.
Go ahead, Tate. We got into real estate, and again, you can listen back to the previous episode, but we got into real estate, first started looking at it back in 2007, and have just really loved and enjoyed the idea of getting into houses, fixing them up, renovating them, and kind of just bettering the neighborhood and seeing all the lives that you can affect, between people that are on our team, employees, and just revitalizing neighborhoods has really just kind of been an awesome thing. And in order to do that, you have to market, and that's one of the lessons that we learned. And so we're always looking for ways to improve ourselves, to improve our business, and had to look into improving our marketing. As we all know, it's kind of been a changing times, and postcard response rates, we thought it was something that was happening just to us. Our rates were kind of dropping. And I think it's awesome having a big network, even nationally, to look across and say, you know what, everybody's struggling with the same kind of things. And so we had to look out and say, what else can we do for marketing? And that's where I'll kind of kick it over to Stephanie, as she spent a lot of time kind of playing around with Facebook and kind of fell onto something pretty awesome.
So I think that's a good transition point. So when we first started, we got our first 2 deals off MLS. And I think when you go that route and you take down MLS deals, and I think there are plenty out there, but I think you leave a lot of money on the table, So I think the goal has always been, and we're all kind of get this drilled into us in the real estate game, is you have to find off-market properties, and you have to market. You have to, find these motivated sellers before it gets on MLS and the price just explodes and, margins get narrower. So when we first started marketing about 2 years ago, we started, not that long. We started off-market marketing 2 years ago, and we did all the traditional things. We did the direct mail, we did pay-per-click for Google ads, we did door knocking, bandit signs. We have signs on our car. Literally
postcards, letters, everything.
Literally everything we could think of that was out there, we did. And traditionally, I just felt like social media has been something that's been really important in our lives, especially being gone from family and living in Charlotte. Most of our family, especially when we first moved down here, was all over the country. So social media has been a big part of our lives. And I just kind of started thinking how big social media is to everybody and how many people are on it. And, what do motivated sellers look like online? If we can find them Google searching us, why can't we find them on Facebook too? And, I kind of ran some numbers and saw the statistics on Facebook and how many users there are. And it just blew my mind. There are 3 billion daily users. That's half the world.
Billion? What?
Literally, so half the world is on Facebook. There's 320 million people in the US. And 3 billion people on Facebook. So it's just mind blowing how powerful and this platform that exists out there that people are using every single day, And I started thinking about myself and how I use it. And, I refresh. I mean, it's so bad. I'm better at it now. But I mean, there are days when I check Facebook like 10 times a day. Like just keep, just have a free second. I'm waiting in line. I check Facebook, or, the kids are watching a movie, check Facebook, making dinner, check Facebook. I mean, literally like so many times a day, I'm going on social media hoping that, maybe there's something new and interesting to watch and to see.
Really, I mean, for the world, it's become habitual. I mean,
it is.
10 is an understatement. I think like the average is 16, and it just becomes a habit, whether you realize you do it or you don't. I think it's been amazing to watch kind of the growth of Facebook. I remember, to date ourselves when Facebook first came out, and you had to have a college email address, I think, to get on, and how it's blown up now to now you're sharing videos with grandma via Facebook. And so it's gone from this like exclusive thing to like literally, for the most part, everybody is on Facebook. And so I think it's just been a matter of how can you utilize that?
Yeah.
In terms of like from a foundation perspective, I'm sure she'll probably talk about it, but just building up just a basic general foundation for your business, a social media presence, and then, parlaying that into the ads has been like really helpful for us.
Yeah.
Well, why don't we talk about that a little bit more since we're on the topic? I mean, like you said, you check Facebook all the time. I check Facebook all the time. We have family all over the nation. And that's like one of the key ways that we keep in contact. But we also check Facebook for our businesses. Right. So talk a little bit about how Facebook can help our businesses, help us grow our businesses by using their marketing techniques.
So there's two big pieces to it. The first part is the free part, and that's by having a Facebook business page. Mm-hmm. And that has been monumental. That's why we first started. I just, we made a website, and I also made a Facebook business page. And partly it was just so I could share stuff. So like my mom and his mom and everyone could like go and I don't have to annoy my friends with like all the stuff we're doing. So literally it was just like for the moms, and then it just kind of grew from there. And then people started following our business page and liking our stuff. And I'm like, oh, well, people find this interesting. What we're doing is interesting. So let's just post more. And it grew. And now we have like, I don't even know, 2,200 followers. And most of those are people we know personally. And,
it's amazing, right?
It grows every week at this point. Now it's just really taken off. But that's the free part, is you can just put a presence out there. You can just demonstrate what you're doing, talk about a credibility packet, exactly. Hey, check out what we're doing on Facebook. You can see stuff for the last few years. It really demonstrates that you're doing what you advertise otherwise that you're doing, and we also found that it helped our search engine optimization. And, when people Google our business name, Better Homes of the Carolinas, our Facebook page comes first, then comes the actual website, and then comes, everything else. So people go to like verify us as a better, maybe even on Better Business Bureau or whatever. You see it right there, and then you can click it and see all our pictures. You see our faces. You see us doing work. You see our before and afters. And now sellers can look at that and say, "Oh, okay, like this is real. This isn't a scam."
We talked about helping people before, and you can't help people if they don't know you exist, right? And we had somebody actually this week that just contacted us. They've been getting mailers from us, and they kept one of the mailers, and they didn't call us until they went to Facebook.
Yeah.
So it was something that they mentioned. They called us up and said, "Hey, I got your postcard, but I went to your Facebook, looked at your Facebook, and now I'm calling you to get the deal." And so going back to credibility packet and that kind of thing, I mean, it's the benefits are far outreach even the obvious benefits, I think.
Yeah, and that's kind of how it all started. On our mailers, we send out branded and unbranded mailers, but our branded typically did the best. And on our branded mailers, we put up that little Facebook symbol, just the icon, Facebook. We also have an Instagram account. So we put those two little symbols on our postcards and, created another way for people to verify that we're legitimate, and then it drives traffic to our Facebook page, drives traffic to our regular website. And then, we get the conversions that way. Sometimes they don't convert until they see you online. So it all started with just establishing our social media presence. And then I started delving into, identifying what a motivated seller looks like online. And Facebook is creepy and phenomenal at the same time, because really, we all have this online behavior profile that Facebook identifies us with certain demographics, certain characteristics, and how we behave online. And it gets as specific as how many credit card accounts you have open,
wow.
Owned your home, who your friends are in relation to where you're living, what places you check into the most or travel the most. I mean, it literally logs so much of the data of your online behavior, the things you buy online and how likely you are to buy. And it's really quite amazing what kind of data it captures about us. And it's totally different than a search engine. Search engines, they don't capture that kind of data. Facebook is logging behavior. So like that just like blew my mind.
That's so like Big Brother 1984, but at the same time, it's just like, wow, how awesome.
Yeah, I mean, it gives you an opportunity to get advertisements that are actually relevant to you. Like I don't need to see Poise diaper commercials on
Not yet, anyway.
You know what I mean? Like I don't need to see AARP commercials when I watch TV. That's kind of silly. It's wasted on me,
Yes.
But if you have a directed ad to me, maybe about children's products or school, sales at Target, like, stuff that I actually do, then I'm more likely to engage. And then that advertiser spends money wisely. So Facebook is very intelligent in that sense. They keep a lot of this stuff private, like what our actual online behavior profile, we can't access it. Like I wish I could just go and see like what does mine say, But so they keep a lot of that stuff close to the vest, but allow advertisers to identify demographics that they want to target to, and then they know who those people are. So I was able to go in. I've been kind of working with this for about a year and a half now with Facebook advertising, and over the course of the past year, I'd say I've been dabbling in this demographic and trying to get this motivated seller demographic like really nailed down and dialed in so that I can actually get conversions. And since January this year, I've actually started getting reliable conversions, and people who actually have homes that they're considering selling, off market are contacting me. And
this is all through your business page?
It's all through Facebook advertising, and they can convert. They convert on my business page, or they convert by calling me, or they convert by, messaging us. So there's multiple ways.
So how many deals have you done through Facebook already?
This year we've done 14.
Wow. Yep. I mean, just think about it. I mean, there's people out there that haven't even done 14 deals, and you've done 14 just from Facebook. That's amazing.
We still do the other traditional channels, and we're still mailing and we still do, our bandit signs and door knocking and flyers. We do all this stuff too. But I would say that our top deal sources are PPC, Facebook, and then direct mail, like some of the niche lists of direct mail. So Facebook has risen to the top. As soon as we got it going, just right up, major deal source. And it's just continues to snowball from there. And what I found is once you finally get that demographic nailed down and they're interacting with your ad and they're converting on your ad, then Facebook gets better at targeting that person. So that demographic becomes even tighter. The better it goes, the better it gets. That makes sense.
I get it.
Now, like 14, you talked a little bit about how you had done mailers and they went for verification to see you guys on Facebook. Are you finding that of the 14, maybe they're not all telling you, but that they're finding you on Facebook, or they're finding you through one of the traditional means and then going to Facebook for verification?
It's so especially last year, we looked back at some of how we classified people as deal sources, and a lot of people said they found us online. We automatically just contributed that to our website or, Google. But now, like we should have asked specifically another question. Well, Facebook or Google, or how did you find us online? It wasn't really clear, as we need to be asking specifically, are you finding us on Facebook or not? Now, obviously, the more, now that we have so many conversions and it's a big part of our business is talking to people through Facebook, now we're much better at logging it. So I'm sure there's more that we attributed somewhere else that actually converted on Facebook, but 14 is the best number we have right now, and the leads keep on coming.
Incredible.
On average, we get probably between 2 and 5 leads a day.
That's huge. What?
Yeah,
between 2 and 5 leads.
And so you're just basically marketing and having people reach out to you that are, and you're able to capture motivated sellers based on certain criteria that you're packaging. Am I saying this on the easiest format for me to understand?
Exactly. And, the cool thing about it is, I kind of felt that we were onto something with this. I'm like, oh my gosh, this is really working. This is huge for us personally. I bet you I can do this for other people too, and and sample and see if it can work in other markets. So I actually just sampled a random market of our own in Pennsylvania. Actually, accidentally got some leads in Pennsylvania. So I was like, let's just turn on Facebook in Pennsylvania. Let's just see what happens. And I reproduced my same exact results in that new market. And then I was like, wow, light bulb,
Bing.
I can do this for other investors, and they don't have to try to figure it out themselves. And not only do they not have to figure it out themselves, but they can use my demographic that I built that is converting really well. And essentially you can plug and play it. You plug and play the demographic, and then we build all the advertisements out to be personal to that investor and their local market, And we have, I think now at this point we're managing about 46 or 47 clients across the country.
Mm-hmm.
Wow.
Investors.
And we're one of them. We've just started. Yeah. We just jumped on. It's been amazing. It's been amazing. We just got 2 leads yesterday that we are following through with, that I'm looking into today. So let's see where they go. But that's if you think about it, when you send out mailers, how long did it take you to get your first lead through mailers?
A long time.
Yeah.
2 months.
It usually takes 1 or 2 months to get your first lead through mailers. We turned the system on, what was it, a week ago, 2 weeks ago? And we've already gotten 2 solid leads. That's phenomenal.
Maybe talk to that a little bit more, because the reason that we're just basically, you briefly touched about it, but we're not starting at ground zero and having to build our platform. We're able to jump on with your platform that's already solidified, and Facebook already knows you and what you're doing, and it's basically accruing all this data together. Is that?
Yeah, it aggregates. And so when people interact well with my ads in Charlotte and we build that demographic here, your ads will do better where you are, because mine are doing better. And when yours are doing better and people are engaging with yours, it helps mine and it helps everybody else, under my agency. Facebook is able to set up, this agency, and you can put people underneath your umbrella, and it really helps, aggregate data that way and sharing what works. It's really cool.
It's amazing.
It's really neat. And I get so much joy having people get leads, because I have the leads set up to alarm on my phone, and that's one of the ways I know people are talking to me or commenting on things, and I have it turned on for all the people that I manage. So my phone's always blowing up, oh, they got a lead, yay! Or I see them talking, I get all excited about it because it's so cool. But I think this is just across the board totally underutilized, and we have a huge competitive angle right now because other investors are not doing it the same way that we're doing it, and that we've set it up for other people to do. And it's just, in some senses, like shooting fish in a barrel. There's no competition out there. And I don't think it's going to be long before people start catching on that social media is a very powerful way to get leads. But the nice thing is by the time they catch on, we're going to be so relevant, and we're going to have so much seasoned data and seasoned interaction with our ads that our cost is going to continue to be super low, and we'll be able to maintain what we're doing, and it'll be like Google ads 10 years ago.
That's great. Maybe you could touch a little bit more on just your cost per lead, and then tell us where we can find a little bit more about your program.
Yeah, you guys you're gonna just laugh, but in general, the average cost per click is somewhere around $3 to $8. Kind of depends on your market and how dense your market is, but
wow, $3
to $8 a click. And that's it. From there on out, it is free to talk to those people once you've engaged them. So,
wow.
I think a huge benefit is the idea of follow-up, right? We talk about trying to set yourself apart, and you're doing something that nobody else is doing, and then the ability to follow up with people. You had talked about direct mail before. all right, it takes how long to get, one lead, and it's the follow up upon that. And I think this platform allows you to follow up freely and, indefinitely, easier than anybody else could. I mean, you're in these people's bedrooms, their bathrooms, on their couch with them via Facebook.
And I think that's the other cool thing of why it works is it's hard to get somebody to pick up the phone and call you. That threshold that you have to meet for someone to pick it up, I don't know, the stars have to align. But it seems so much easier to just, let me just check real quick on Facebook. Let me just chat or text them or whatever. It's so much more passive and less intimidating that more people reach out. And we've also found that we're capturing people in the very early stages, too, of considering selling their home. So you are like first, and you get to foster that relationship with them for free, and they get to follow you along and see that you're credible. And then as soon as that switch turns, you've got them, you're following up with them, and, you just end up capturing so many more people where otherwise they would just look at your postcard and say, well, maybe in 6 months, and then throw it away. And you never get to contact them, or you never even get to know this person may be ready in 6 months, and maybe you don't send out my mailer that month or whatever. So it's just,
I'm just laughing because I'm thinking this week specifically, she's like talking to somebody on Facebook at 11:30 at night, going back and forth. And the lady's finally like, I think a phone call would be better. So my wife calls someone at midnight. And says, all right, let's have a real estate conversation.
well, you're awake. I'm awake.
And it's good for them.
Yep.
It was a perfect time for her. And so we set the appointment for this week.
And it's funny.
Wow.
You think about your target market and your target person, when do you think that they're going to be the most restless and anxious and worrying about things? It's bedtime.
Yes.
They're not sleeping well. Like if you've ever been worried about money, like it's hard to fall asleep at night. We're running this company, and some days and like the closings all explode, and the contractor and there's been many times I'm like, oh my God, how are we going to pull this together? And you can't fall asleep. I mean, just imagine the people whose roof is leaking or don't have heat, or their children are crying because they're hungry, or what. I mean, they're not sleeping well, and they're online and they're just searching for some kind of anxiety release. And you hit them right at the right time because they see your lovely ad, they see your page and how wonderful you are and you're nice people and your family company and all these things. And they feel comforted and feel like these people can really help me. And then we just really help them. We really just do what we say we're going to do. And Facebook captures them at that moment. And, if you send them something in the mail, they can only go out one time to collect that piece of mail, where on Facebook, you go on it 10 times, you can see my ad 10 times in one day. And
even if they keep your postcard, where's your postcard? Maybe on the fridge, but it's probably in the bottom of 15 other things that who knows when it's going to come up, versus you may pop up every time I check to see what Aunt Betty's doing.
And then finally you're like, oh, okay, well, let me just message them real quick, or let me just look at maybe send a comment, So it's really cool. If your listeners don't have a business page, they definitely just it's free. Set up a business page.
I was actually just going to ask you that, and you just answered the question. So for the listeners, how do they start getting involved with Facebook marketing? Like, what's the first step?
So if you want, the first step that's free is first you need to just have a Facebook business page. Just start one, start populating it with pictures and things that you're doing in your market and with your company. Super easy, super free to do.
Super much like compound effect. I don't know. I love to talk about the compound effect anyway, but it's like these little things like, oh, should I take a picture of that bathroom? Yes, just take it and put it up there. You know what I mean? It's the little things that will over time, it seems little and insignificant that time. But if you were to do that every day, every time that you visited a property, you look back, and now all of a sudden your Facebook page is huge. Your business page is like, well, these guys are legit. As opposed to if I go to your Facebook page and, oh, here's one picture of a house that they did 6 months ago. Like it just doesn't show that you're actively, in business.
So you're saying that not only start the page, but be regular, post regularly.
Absolutely.
Even a couple times a week. Just start to get in the habit of posting.
And ignore the haters. There will always be a hater out there that, has something to say about you posting daily or whatever. You have to set yourself apart. You have to be willing to do things that other people aren't to get what other people don't have, and so,
nice.
So when you go to the RIA meeting, and I won't mention your name, but if you're listening, he likes to razz me once in a while about about, posting something like, the post wasn't for him. The post was for somebody else. And so you can't help that other person if you're worried about the person that's going to hate on your post.
Don't worry about the haters. Okay. That's number 3.
Mm-hmm.
So
just the teasers,
what about those people who have the Facebook page and who are listening to this and they're like, you know what, I need to amp up my marketing. I've done the pay-per-click, I've done the mailers, I have a business going or not. How do they get in contact with you? How do they get started up with this untapped resource of marketing?
Sure. So you can find us on Facebook.
There you go. I love it.
You really can. You can message me on Facebook. Our business page is Betters Homes of the Carolinas, which is facebook.com/Betters, BETTERS Betters Homes. And you can send me a message there and I'll help you out. We just started a website for kind of our advertising services, and that is socialmediarei.com.
Great.
And or you can email me at stephanie@bettershomes.com.
Fantastic. Wow.
Yeah. I think maybe we will do another check-in because we have a pretty small SKU, 8 months and a ton of deals. And maybe we'll check in a couple months and also basically get back on how we're doing with the service as well.
Yeah. No, we should definitely check in with you in a couple of months and see where everything's going and how everybody's doing. Because, I know a couple other people that are involved with you and have jumped on this like Facebook amazing marketing path. So it'd be great to see how everybody grows within the next few months.
Yeah, it's exciting. And the nice thing about it is it's pretty low entry. You don't have to spend $10,000 a month on mailers. You can go in, really you can pretty much be all in for like $1,500 a month.
That's for anybody that's listening, that's nothing.
Incredible.
Really, I can't, we've spent like not even a 16th in marketing with what we've made, in the end. So definitely our ROI compared to every other deal source it just blows it out of the water because the cost per click is so low. So really low entry, especially if you're not like super savvy, and you want to try it out. I think it's a good thing even for beginners because it's so relatively inexpensive compared to everything else.
Perfect.
So it's been cool to see everybody grow and have people from all different levels contact us.
Mm-hmm.
From the person who like pretty much has their decent campaign, they're looking for just an additional deal source, maybe a way to get 1 or 2 or 3 more deals a month, to the person who isn't doing any marketing at all and just trying to start something, that's brand new. So it's pretty cool. It appeals to all different levels, and I get really excited when you get leads, and I'm cheering you on, and
yay!
I feel very personally invested. And when we set these up for people, we do like a little deep dive into their market. I want to learn everything about you and your company, and I want to build it so it looks really awesome and genuine, like you really are. And so I feel like I get to know you guys too, and I'm like in the background. Woo!
That's amazing.
Oh.
Well, guys, thank you so much for coming on for Foundation Inspection Friday.
Yes.
This is definitely awesome. I look forward to and if you are listening and you reach out and have success with the Betters, we'd love to hear about it and push that out more. So thank you guys.
Thank you so much.
Having us.
Perfect.
Take care, guys.
Take care.
This is Jason and Peely with the REI Foundation podcast, Foundation Inspection Fridays. Thank you so much, Zachary and Stephanie. We'll see you guys later.
Bye now.
Bye.
Hi, everybody. Peely here from the REI Foundation podcast. Looking to rev up your wholesaling or house flipping business? Go now to houseflippinghq.com. Jason and I are part of a house flipping family, a community created by Justin Williams. Would we be where we are without him and without his community and his mentors? Probably not. Justin and his team basically handed us personalized shortcuts and exact strategies that have made us explode in today's market. So if you're looking to take the next step, go to houseflippinghq.com right now. Again, this is Peely from the REI Foundation podcast. Thank you so much for listening, and we are so grateful for you. Have a great day. Bye.
Thanks for tuning into the REI Foundation Podcast. Check back next time for more awesome tips and strategies to launch your new you in real estate.